Today I'm going to work on an audio clip that someone from China has sent me.
Hi Rachel, I'm a Chinese student.
Hi Rachel, I'm a Chinese student. I heard am instead of I'm. So you need to really make those two separate sounds for the diphthong in the I as in by diphthong. Am, I'm. You see the jaw drops more for that initial sound.
And I'm learning English now.
Again, I heard and am learning English now. I'm learning English now.
I'm a sophomore.
Now here he says, I'm a sophomore, and I do hear the two sounds of the diphthong I a little bit better, but it's a little too fast. I'm is what I heard. I'm a sophomore.
In a normal university.
I'm not quite sure here what the name of the university was. I don't know really 100% if it was an English word or Chinese. It did sound like the English word normal, but I didn't hear a dark L. I heard a bit of an R sound at the end, which is a common mistake for people whose native language is Chinese. So make sure that that ends in the dark L if it is in fact the word normal. All normal university.
That means I'm going to be an English teacher 2 years later.
Good. The word that. I heard a shadow vowel after the word that before the word means. That means. That means. There shouldn't be any kind of vowel sound between those two words. That. The tongue moves up here into position for the T or D sound. That. T. Instead of pulling down and letting air escape to make that T sound, the word simply stops within that tongue movement. That means. And then you bring the lips into the position for the M and continue the sound. That means. That means.
That means I'm going to be an English teacher 2 years later.
The rest of that sounded good. A note about the phrase 2 years later. That refers to something that happened in the past 2 years after something else that happened in the past. But since we're talking about the present and the future, we say in 2 years. That means I'll be a teacher in 2 years.
This time I record a small passage and I wonder if you can help me to give me some suggestions on my pronunciation or intonation.
Okay, in general really your accent is pretty great, but I do want to point out everything. So I will say on the word to. You said it a few times in this phrase. It sounded a little bit like a mixed vowel between an U and an E. To. It needs to be just a pure U. To. U. U. So for that, the tongue needs to be more relaxed than how you are holding it, I think, when you say the word to. It is a little bit harder for me to diagnose since I can't see your mouth. Just based on what I hear with the ear, I'm saying in that U vowel for the word to, your tongue needs to be more relaxed. The word suggestions.
Give me some suggestions.
I hear suggestions. Suggestions with a ch sound. What I need to hear is a little bit more of a g with a j. G as in gap with a j as in jar. Suggestions. Now the g sound isn't terribly strong, but there is a closing in the throat. My throat is closing there. Suggestions before the j as in jar sound. Suggestions. Suggestions.
Give me some suggestions on my pronunciation or intonation.
You say suggestions and then the next word, I'm not sure if it's on or of, but it would be on. Suggestions on my pronunciation. Also the word pronunciation.
Pronunciation or.
I hear pronunciation. Pronunciation. I need to hear that extra E vowel. pronunciation.
Then you can help me improve a lot. Thank you so much.
Excellent. The one thing I would say there, and this might be an issue of the audio device and not actually you, is the v, improve, v, v. I could hear a little bit more of that voiced V sound.
And I'm going to read it as a small passage.
On the word read, I hear a sound more like rd, r, where the corners of the mouth aren't coming out enough. E, to free up that sound to make the E as in she vowel. Read.